Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Well, it's an information war. And Donald Trump reminded us that again today at CPAC. He spent a good deal of time talking about the media. He said, I call it the fake news, the enemy of the people. They are the enemy of the people, he said, because they have no sources. They just make up when there are none. And he says they need to put their names on these stories, and then we'd have some people backing off of this. Well, we're going to put some names on this, and we're going to talk about what happened both before and after his speech at CPAC that underscores that although the news may be fake, the opposition is real. Now, he goes on to talk about how he says, I'm not against the media, I'm not against the press, I don't mind bad stories if I deserve them. I'm only against fake news and fake media. So what happened today was we had the White House, this is the way it's reported by The Hill, saying the White House handpicks select media outlets for briefing. Well, they put it that way because they were not one of the outlets that was select for the briefing. Now, we've had the White House handpicking select media as long as there's been media. As long as there's been television and radio, there's been a small cadre of entitled people who get to go there. Never a complaint about that before. This small guild that controls everything. Do you remember when Obama was selling Obamacare and ABC was there for an entire week and they would only talk to Obama? The Republicans said, we'd like to have some equal time to speak on the other side of this issue. Said, no, we're not going to give you equal time. Well, we'd like to buy some time on ABC. And they said, no, we're not going to even sell you time. So when you're talking about hand-picked select media, talk about the White House Correspondents Association. That is a guild. That is a little monopoly that they've had control. They have been the hand-picked select media for generations. And this is really behind. But these people are becoming a buggy whip guild. Today, we had, after the press conference, Spicer decided to hold an off-camera gaggle with reporters inside his West Wing office instead of the traditional on-camera briefing, they say, in the White House briefing room. Among outlets not permitted to cover the gaggle were news organizations that President Trump had singled out for criticism, including CNN. Well, we'll talk about one of the things that CNN did today. But of course, they had people like New York Times, The Hill, Politico, BuzzFeed, The Daily Mail, BBC, LA Times, New York Daily News were among those who were not invited. Some organizations that were invited, Associated Press and Time Magazine, said they were allowed in, but they refused to attend. But they still had ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, Reuters, Bloomberg, McClatchy, the usual suspects that are the entitled people. And of course, if you think these people are real media, if you think that they are really giving you a fair assessment of what's going on, then you need to look at the fact that we had John Podesta today joining the Washington Post as a contributing columnist. Meanwhile, we have this narrative out there that Donald Trump is opposing the First Amendment. Well, I have to say, doesn't he have First Amendment rights to speak back when they criticize him? Take a look at what the Huffington Post did. The Huffington Post banned a Norwegian journalist who said, yes, Donald Trump is actually right about what's going on in Sweden. We had the same thing happen here at Infowars. On Tuesday night, we covered what the press had been saying and lying and mocking Donald Trump for doing. The late night comedians like Colbert were mocking him about what was going on in Sweden. So we showed you the information. And of course, we ran some B-roll, which we have used in the past, showing Swedish attacks by migrants against women. We got a restricted access put on that by YouTube, age restricted. And this is B-roll that we've used before. They've never done that to us before. They didn't want that information there. They didn't want somebody pushing back against their false narrative. Neither did Huffington Post. And the guy says, well, if this is the way Donald Trump has to deal with these people every day, he must go through hell if this is how the press is behaving. He's not American. He doesn't realize just how bad this is. And now we have another little storm that is being cooked up by CNN, talking about how Reince Priebus talked to the FBI about the fake stories that they were putting out. We had Reince Priebus talk to Deputy Director Andrew McCabe. They were at the White House, and he says, McCabe told him, I want you to know that the story in the New York Times is BS. He said it explicitly. And then Priebus said, well, what can we do about this? And he said, well, I have to get back to you. Eventually he said, look, we're not going to respond to every story that comes out. Now, the oppositional press is trying to say they're manipulating the FBI. They're trying to twist this. No, it's the press who is trying to twist this. But watch this. This is going to develop as another story because they're going to continue down this path.
In case you haven't heard, Infowars has become the most influential media outlet in America. We're making freedom go viral. And now we are proud to announce a new weapon in the epic battle against the globalists. Infowars Prime, where you can watch live high-definition feeds of The Alex Jones Show, plus exclusive insider videos from the Infowars crew and behind-the-scenes action. Go to Infowars.com/app and download today. Infowars Prime is available right now for your iPhone or Android. You will have access to exclusive videos that you can't see anywhere else. And that means live coverage of events and breaking news on location as it happens. You can also take advantage of amazing deals from the Infowars store that are only available for Infowars Prime subscribers. That's Infowars Prime at Infowars.com/app. And if you can hear my voice, you are the resistance.